Welcome to Quest ALTV. Tonight I'm going to build the SSV Normandy SR2 from Mass Effect. I'm going to build my version of it. So hopefully you get some tips and tricks along the way. Make the ship your own, of course. I'm going to build an A-class ship for you guys. How many times am I building these crazy have to be level 60, have to have all the piloting and ship engineering all maxed out? Let's just build an A-class ship. When you get the opportunity and you have some more skills, why don't you give it some more energy? Bump up its weapons and dominate the world of Starfield. Let's head over to the ship parts. All right, here we have the ship parts for the SSV Normandy SR2 from Mass Effect, suggested by a viewer. Thank you very much for that. Thanks for watching my videos and taking notice. You're going to start at your Outpost Shipbuilder, and I've built it completely at the Outpost Shipbuilder also. So, but if you want to build this with some different cowling and that sort of thing, maybe you'll get some ideas and you can build it at Hopetown, or if you want the better landing gear, you can build it on Saturn's moon of Titan for the NG-20 landing gear, whatever you want. But you can pause on this screen if you want to see these parts for a longer period of time, and we're going to cut over to the build. All right, I'm going to try not to refer to the ship parts so you don't have to see me staring at the ceiling. And this is more of a straightforward build, but we are going to build the main fuselage first, and then we're going to build the wings. Okay. We're going to start with the NG6 landing bay from Nova Galactic. It's always good to start with your landing bay so that you get this little green level pattern underneath your landing bay that shows you that that piece is level to the ground like it needs to be. Also needing to be level to the ground are the Acculander 11 landing gear that I'm going to use from Stroud Eklund, and I'm going to use 3 of those. And this is in the second position. You can change the position by hitting Z, but I'm using the one that has connectors on all sides. Great, and behind that I'm going to place the 400G helium tank. I thought it needed more fuel than just the Ulysses helium tanks that I put on the wings. So I put these in the back of the ship. And when you look at it like this, you can really tell that this ship has the balls to do whatever's necessary. Come on, guys, it's an adult stream, it's fine. Then I'm going to place the Nova Galactic control station on top of the NG6 landing bay. And it's up to you, but I'm going to place 4 portholes on there so you can look out the side. It looked like to me like the Normandy had a lot of windows. So this is just a few. Then I'm going to place the Nova Galactic workshop on the aft connector to the Nova Galactic control station. The control station was placed there to get additional crew stations. Of course, you'll need to have weapons and shields and other things that actually give your crew something to do, but this gives you an additional capacity of 4 for your max crew. Then replace the R3000 Alpha grav drive on the aft connector to the Nova Galactic workshop there. And we're going to place the Magellan C1X cockpit on the front of the Nova Galactic control station. Okay. We can double click on this. Bring it over here. We can see these other parts better. All right. I don't know what order it is on the ship parts, but this is pretty simple. You're just going to place the Ammon 3 engine on top of your R3000 Alpha grav drive. The Alpha grav drive has 23 grav jump thrust. The MN3 engine has 1900 maneuvering thrust and 9200 engine thrust. But you can see that none of these items are requiring Starship engineering. Next, I'm going to use the 134mm toroidal reactor. It only has 20 power generated. But if you have higher skills, higher piloting skill, you can put a B-class reactor here if you want. With a little bit of a rebuild, you could probably use a C-class reactor on the ship. Or if you have some Starship engineering, you could get more power than I'm getting here. But we're going to make it happen just like this. I'm going to put the Nova Galactic all-in-one berth in front of that. So this goes between the Nova Galactic workshop and the Nova Galactic control station. All right. And we're going to put some portholes on that too. Plenty of windows on the Normandy. Okay, in front of the Nova Galactic all-in-one berth, giving you a place to sleep off your illnesses, we're going to place the Nova Cowling 2L TM. That's the top mid version. You can cycle through this by hitting the arrow keys. And then on the front of that, we're going to place the Nova Cowling 2LTF, creating the distinct narrow nose to the Normandy. And hopefully hiding the cockpit underneath a little bit. I originally had the cockpit on top, but I thought it looked better underneath. You can place it wherever you want. If you wanted to do some additional cowling on the top, you could do that. To hide the reactor a little bit, I'm going to place at the back of the Normandy, I'm going to place a Deimos Spine A in the aft position and a Deimos Spine A in the fore position to kind of just give it a little bit more cowling, a little bit of a spine there, and place the 100 DP Slim Docker in the aft connector on the top of the Nova Galactic all-in-one berth. Okay, let's build the wings. I'm going to double click on this piece so I can bring it over closer. Maybe we'll put it right here. Great. Okay, so let's start on the side here. And also you can see the ship is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 modules long. Okay? So including this piece right here, the 400G helium tank, it's as long as it can be. So we're going to place the Stroud Cowling 1LB port top right here, and that is in the aft side connector to the Nova Galactic workshop. All right? And we'll place another one on the other side. Okay, now that gives us a connector down to this piece right here, which is the Stroud Cap A starboard 4 bottom. Okay? So even though this says this is the starboard side, we're going to put it on the port side. Okay, because I'm going to create some cowling here which will separate these Nova cowlings from the ship a little bit. We're going to place another one on the other side. So this is the port 4 bottom version. And then we're going to place the aft versions behind them. So this is the Stroud Cap A starboard 4 bottom and starboard aft bottom. Now you can cycle through these by hitting Z also until you have the right piece that you want. And if you want the forward piece, you just hit the arrow key. See? And that's the piece that we want. Cowled away from the ship, so the starboard piece is on the port side and the port piece is on the starboard side. All right. Now we're going to place the Stroud Cowling 1LA, and this is the port version, and this is the starboard version. And then we're going to place these Ammon 3 engines. One goes behind each of the Stroud cowlings that go across the top of the wing here. So in the aft connector for the Stroud cowling 1LAST, 1LBST, this one here, 1LBPT, so this is the port top one, and then this is the port top version of the 1LA over here. Okay, now let's place the Nova cowling 2L on the front of that, on the front of the Stroud cowling 1LAST. So this just goes on the opposite side from the engines, see? And now from the top, I thought this created sort of the yeah, I'm definitely missing something here. Okay. These go back further. We'll pull those off. You know what? It's a little bit revealing, because this is kind of how it goes when I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to build the ship also. So yeah, let's move these back. Come on back, because this Nova cowling, what I was noticing from the top is that we need a better separation between the length of this wing here, or this part of the wing, and the length of the outside of the wing. So I thought that created the look of the Normandy better with the Nova cowling 2LTF. I had used the Stroud Cap A, but it basically just created one solid wing. But when I looked at the Normandy, there were some wings in between here. Now we do have 9 modules wide that we could use, and so I used the Nova wing and the Stroud engine bracer to create more wings on this. It just didn't look right to me, so I collapsed them back in. But if you find a different way to cowl the ship that you really like, you should do that. You probably have some better ideas than I do, especially if you're just trying to please you. Nova engine struts goes on top of the Stroud cowling 1LB, one in the starboard position and one in the port position here. Okay, and that allows us to place a Deimos tail A behind those. All right. Now we're going to put some weapons on the ship. I thought most important was the Mahler 104L autocannon. When I looked at the schematics, it said that the Normandy had a pretty significant ballistic weapon on here. So I placed that on here. I'm also placing the Flare P 15 megawatt infrared pulse laser on top of the other Nova cowling. There's plenty of places to place weapons on the ship. You can place them wherever you like. If you wanted them fired right down the center, you have a bunch of places that you could place right down the center of the ship. And then on the spine A in the aft position, I'm going to place the Atlatl 270A missile launcher. Okay, so the shield has 440 max health, but it does have a regen rate of 10%. So it's going to come back pretty fast. The Mahler 104L autocannon fires at a rate of 6.65, causing 9 hull damage and 3 shield damage. And the Flare P pulse laser fires at 6.65 and deals 3 hull damage and 10 shield damage. All right. And then the Atlatl 270A missile launcher, once you have a lock, is going to deal 49.34. I guess in the current configuration. So this leaves us with a mobility of 98, a jump range of 25 light years, top speed of 150. It's a light ship with very few requirements. You might need to be level 60 for some of the pieces that I've chosen, but you may have some other options. Let's go ahead and exit out of this. And we'll accept this build and get out of the shipbuilder. And that's what it looked like. I tried to cowl the front of the ship additionally, and I just thought it would just add too much to add anything to the bottom of the nose there to try and get those little fins, those little mandibles on the front of the Normandy. But I feel like the Stroud cowling and the Nova cowling together sort of create that sloped wing look without going too big. And I've taken a mission that we can go do. So let's get up to the cockpit of the ship. Thanks for joining the stream. All right, let's watch it take off into space. All of the landing gear is central, so it should look pretty good.
Lifting off now.
There we go.
Orbital insertion complete. You may now move freely about the cabin.
Barrett's so funny. Okay, so now we can balance our energy distribution here. We're going to go destroy a Crimson Fleet ship. So we will need one in the grav drive. But I'm going to bring the engines down just a little bit. And I'm going to bring my lasers up a little bit. One thing that I didn't talk about, but you're going to need to hit C to go into your weapons, and I've assigned the ballistic weapons to left click, and the lasers to right click, and then the missile to G on the PC. Alright, let's hit L to get to our quest and destroy the Crimson Fleet Spectre at Barra. Now my strategy for this is going to be to get up to speed, what I can for the amount of power that I can put into my engines here, and then watch for missile lock and boost out of that. And I'm going to start with the right click to bring their shields down, and as soon as their shields down, I'm going to left and right click until the ship is destroyed, or I get missile lock and then destroy the ship that way. The fins aren't right up against the central part of the ship, and that's where they are on the Normandy, but I thought the fins looked pretty good in that position, the Deimos tail A. But you could forego that or put on a single Deimos tail A if you wanted to in the central part of the ship, if that's what you'd rather have. Okay, now that we don't need to use our grav drive to jump again, maybe we can put one more in the ballistic system. Okay, I'm just trying to knock his shield down. I'm going to use both of them now, and also I've got a missile lock. Ooh, and we got a crit on that guy. And then we flew through his exploding hull. Okay. That might have just been a random guy. Let's see if we can find that. There's that Crimson Fleet Spectre over here. We're going to fly over to the Crimson Fleet Spectre. Alright, good looking Normandy. Main Snowbug, you're the best. I can't believe you joined me on my ship build. Here we go. So I'm going to try and take his shield down a little bit. Okay, now we need to boost out of that weapons lock. Thank you, thank you.
Enemy's jump drive is offline.
Destroyed. Let's boost away from that missile lock if we can. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of boost. There we go.
Got their grav drive.
Okay, that's pretty serious. We're not really in range right now. Take a little bit of hull damage, but we're gonna separate him from his brain. Boost away from this and hopefully take care of this last guy, the Crimson Fleet Phantom. We're just gonna lay into him with everything that we have. Oh yeah, there we go. Took a little bit of hull damage. Get our shield back to 100%. If you can hit E and then get close to these things within 500 meters, you can loot them. And then, of course, I'm going to bump into some ships. Let's take our ballistics down. Put that into the engine. We'll take our lasers down by 2 more. Put that in the engine, see what kind of speed we can get up to here. Cruising speed on this A-class fighter ship, 194. Seems pretty good. We'll hit boost and get up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost 900. That's fast. All right. Maneuverability of, what did we say, 98? That's going to be pretty good. Should be able to turn on a dime. Let's look at some of the other stats for the ship. It's an A-class reactor. It only has 20 power, but you can see if you have a little bit of skill in moving your power around for the ship, you can get by. And just put it into the systems that you either need the fastest repair on, the fastest reload on, or if you need some more speed, you can put more into the engine and less into some of the other less critical systems. You can also run with just one weapon system, maybe just the ballistics or the lasers, and then put more energy into those so that they will reload and repair faster. And you could also forego the missile if you wanted to, or change it up in any way that you like. You can have up to 5 crew on this ship. Normally, you can only have 4 crew. And then you can have a passenger, like if you're going on a mission with someone and they say, I'll ride along and I'll meet you on Neon or, whatever. It has a jump range of 25 light years. So that'll get you where you're going for any quest in the game right now. A shield of 440, but like I said, it does have a regen rate of 10%. If you have Vasco on your ship, it's going to be, it's going to be further, but all right, Main Snowbug, you are the best. If anybody hasn't already gone to Main Snowbug's channel and followed it, this is going up on YouTube, but she deserves it. Guys, go see her. She is so fun. Playing Ark Survival Ascended. Ballistics of 18, lasers of 6, and missiles of around 49. The ship can carry 330 cargo. That's because Sam Coe is on my ship right now, so he increases the payload capability of this ship. If you increase the engines of the ship, you put those NG-20 landing gear on there from Saturn's Moon of Titan at the new Homestead Nova Galactic shipyard, you could put a lot more cargo on the ship if you wanted to. But this is my version of the SSV Normandy SR2. I'm glad you joined me here on Quest AL TV. Come see me on the live stream. I'm live streaming all kinds of games. I've got even 7 Days to Die in the rotation. I think this next week I'm going to play some Fallout New Vegas and get my feet dirty. But I'm going to put up my scheduled end screen, and you can check out my other social media and the other games that I'm playing. Let me know what you do out there in the universe, and you paladins, lords, and ladies, have a great night, and we'll see you next time on Quest ALTV.